All right, welcome to another installment of the Fragments of Silicon reviews. 4 videos up this week, 3 reviews, 1 impressions video. Been a hot minute since we had one of those, but that comes later. First review up this week is Diner Bros 2. The Diner Bros are back with the same hectic cooking and serving and now customization of your bustling restaurant. Serve quirky customers, earn cash to buy equipment, and discover new recipes in Diner Bros 2. Team up for 4-player local cooperative fun. No friends? Hire servers. Right. So, off the bat, you might be looking at the screen here and you might be picking up on the fact that Diner Bros 2 here looks like a certain other fairly popular, certainly much more popular, frenetic co-op cooking game in the Overcooked series. I don't know how this compares to that, because I have not played Overcooked. I have them, I just haven't played them yet. Like, one day just hasn't happened yet. Also, you might note the two in the title. And yes, this is an actual sequel to a game called Diner Bros. Can't compare it to its first title because we were never given the first title. Like I said, sometimes when companies reach out, or rather their press agent middlemen, it's for the not first game in their series. It's like
Typically their current game du jour.
Right. And in this case, it's the second one. Which just came out, and that is notable because according to the Steam page, they are planning on supporting, adding content to this, which is really important because honestly, one of the biggest problems of the game is there's not much of it here. That is to say, there are 2 modes / restaurant forks, no pun intended. You can be a hamburger joint, or you can be a chicken joint. That's it. No options to be a sushi place or to serve ramen. It's like being a Greek restaurant, etc., etc., etc. For their first game, they did release some DLC packs. So, not sure what the model of support here is. If they're going to go free updates, DLC, or a combination of both. But yeah, so 2 restaurant modes. That's pretty thin on the variety. And they do operate, I won't say the same, because chicken requires an extra step. You have to dip it in the flour, and then you have to fry it. As opposed to the burger, where you just cook it, put it in the bun, and then you serve it. So, there's an extra step on the chicken side. And and through the course of your cooking career, well, the evolution of the gameplay goes like this: you buy extra ingredients, or it's like, for the hamburger, for example, you get lettuce, tomato, pickles, condiments, and you have to put those on, which of course adds to the gameplay. And apparently one of the big, I won't say innovations, logical extensions, I think is the more accurate term. Is apparently this one you can customize. That is, you can move, the kitchen equipment around to optimize your cooking path. Because this game operates in the vein of other cooking games, not just Overcooked, but or Order Up. Not quite in the same vein as Cooking Mama, because that was more about the activities themselves.
Cooking Mom is more of a structured Wario Land, if you think about it, or Wario or
Yeah,
Wario Party. One of the touch
yeah,
based or the minigame Wario game things.
yeah. I get your point. Whereas this, you're preparing the food and then you're going to serve.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and the gameplay loop is keeping pace with all of that. And well, there are a few things that make this game kind of a miserable single player experience.
Mm-hmm.
One, the controls are too finicky for their own good.
I think it's more the game has horrible snapping. Like it wants to snap to things you aren't even fully looking at.
Yeah, I've been trying to figure out what it is exactly, but it's definitely there because you're kind of inaccurate. And it's one of those things that doesn't seem like a problem on the surface, but when you're in the thick of it, like it becomes a real frustrating problem because, you're trying to maximize efficiency. And, it's kind of hard to do that when you aim, hit the wrong table or something like that. When you're trying to chop the chicken or whatever. It's stuff that adds up to lost time.
Indeed.
Now, and it's not just a matter of, serving the food, as Petty's demonstrating here. You do also have to clean the plates.
Yeah.
Thankfully, it's not that involved, and not as involved as it could be, because you don't have to carry the plates back and put it in the dishwasher and all that stuff.
Typically, if you're playing this
But
multiplayer, you'd have your co-op buddy delegating stuff like this out. Somebody would
right, and
handle
that
cleanup and somebody would handle cooking and
yeah. Well, that gets into the heart of the matter, because here at this early stage, it's not too difficult, but it's when you start stacking on all of the additional steps is when it gets really hectic, and that's when it starts to get overwhelming. That's when it really kicks in that this game was kind of developed for like 2 to 4 players in mind.
yeah, because like having to make a full burger with lettuce and
Mm-hmm.
fully cooked patty could definitely be
Yeah,
daunting trying to do it yourself.
yeah. And once again, you got to keep the assembly line going. Further complicating this is customers have personalities. That is to say, some examples that are given here. The teenager, the teenager thinks she can stay all day. The jogger wants the food quickly, so that means the time that they will wait. The teenager will have a long wait timer, and the jogger will be very fast. Some other specialized examples: the kid only eats drumsticks, which means you can only serve the drumstick to him.
Mm-hmm.
And there are also dine and dashers like the punk. They will attempt to not pay, and you have to deal with that. Again, it's kind of a mechanic that's more optimized to multiplayer. And that's really really where I come down on this game. Like, if you're gonna pick it up, be sure you have some friends who are willing to play a cooking game with.
Oh, I can't rotate the tables?
No.
Oh, that's awful.
It's like...
Must purchase a separate vertical table.
Yeah. I'm like, clearly there are some innovations waiting for the third Diner Bros game. Like, but yeah, as I was saying, this is basically where I come down on the game. If you're going to buy it, be sure you have friends. Also, the thing is, it's local multiplayer only, which is a bit of a tall ask for the PC side of things. I don't know if this has come to consoles yet.
I
Let me
imagine
check.
remote play together is also an option.
Yeah, I see remote play together, but it's remote play together. It's not great.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, just everything, all the mechanics, all the flow of the game really points this to being a multiplayer affair. If you're going for if you're going in solo, I'd avoid. Just flat out avoid this, because honestly, the game becomes fairly tedious fairly quickly. Once again, it's not helped by the lack of content right now. And as far as the finicky controls, that probably adds to the co-op charm of the game, but just a bit of an exercise in frustration single player. Really, that's the core of this review. If you buy, have friend.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And in terms of pricing, fairly typical pricing here. It's retailing for $14.99, $15. I think that's a little too expensive for what's on offer here. Like, this probably should have been coming in at $10, and maybe bump up the price when you actually have a more diversified range of restaurants.
Mm-hmm.
But really, once again, if you're gonna buy it, have friends, have family, have someone else to play with it. I mean, yeah, you can have AI, but it's one of those. Artificial intelligence isn't going to take the place of real human beings.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is one of those games where the camaraderie is appeal.
Yeah, this would be one
And
of those games, if we were in the same room, I'd be throwing something at one of you because you got the order wrong.
Right. That kind of thing. And I'd be screaming at you to, get that burger to the table, and, so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
That's just not a thing in single player. Right. So unless you two have anything further to add, I think we're good on this game.
I think I'm good.
I'm good.
All right. So yeah, that'll about do it for Diner Bros 2 here. Be sure to tune in after the break, as Petty Fan will be reviewing Instance.